Currently, we observe a number of forces influencing market prices and their underlying dynamics. These forces are complex and interconnected, reflected in asset prices and global economic behavior. When analyzing the current economic scenario, we can identify 5 major forces that shape the market. Understanding these forces and how they affect the financial system is crucial for any investor or economic analyst. Let's explore these forces in depth and understand how they interact to impact the economy and financial markets. Dynamics of money and credit. The dynamic between the supply of money and credit is one of the most influential forces in the modern economy and plays a crucial role in determining economic conditions and the functioning of financial markets. When governments and financial institutions face significant budget deficits, they often turn to issuing debt to finance their spending. This results in an increase in the supply of money in circulation, a phenomenon known as monetary expansion. Monetary expansion occurs when the amount of money available in the economy grows rapidly, usually as a result of government policies or central bank actions. This increase in the money supply can be driven by several measures, including printing money, reducing interest rates, or purchasing financial assets by central banks. When there is more money in circulation, the value of money tends to decrease relative to goods and services, which leads to an increase in prices, known as inflation. Inflation has a direct impact on consumers' purchasing power. With high inflation, the real value of money decreases, which means consumers need to spend more to purchase the same amount of goods and services. This can reduce living standards and affect families' purchasing capacity. Additionally, inflation can create economic uncertainty, as consumers and businesses may have difficulty predicting future prices and adjusting their financial plans accordingly. Another important aspect of the dynamics of money and credit is the relationship between the supply of credit and financial markets. When central banks adopt monetary expansion policies, they often accompany these policies by reducing interest rates. Lower interest rates make borrowing money cheaper and more accessible, encouraging both consumers and businesses to borrow and go into debt. This can stimulate spending and investment, boosting economic growth in the short term. However, very low interest rates can have significant side effects. Ease of access to credit can lead to an increase in household and corporate debt, encouraging excessive risk-taking. This can result in asset bubbles, where the prices of real estate, stocks, and other investments rise rapidly due to inflated demand for cheap credit. These bubbles can eventually burst, leading to sharp market corrections and, potentially, financial crises. Furthermore, monetary expansion and low interest rate policy can exacerbate economic inequality. When the prices of assets like real estate and stocks rise, those who already own these assets benefit, while those who do not have access to these investments see their economic opportunities reduced. This can increase economic inequality, as the rich tend to benefit more from asset appreciation than the poorest. Therefore, the dynamics of money and credit are not just a question of supply and demand, but also involve a complex interaction between monetary policy, market confidence, and social impacts. Balancing money supply, interest rate policy, and debt management is essential to maintaining economic stability and avoiding the adverse effects of inflation and financial inequality. Internal conflicts and inequality, growing economic inequality and resulting political conflicts are crucial factors shaping the global economic and political environment. As the disparity between rich and poor increases, the social and economic effects become more pronounced, creating a scenario of instability and uncertainty that affects investor confidence and the effectiveness of public policies. Economic inequality refers to the disparity in the distribution of income and wealth between different groups within a society. When a small portion of the population accumulates a disproportionate share of wealth, and the majority of the population has limited access to resources and opportunities, this can create significant tensions. These tensions can manifest themselves in a variety of ways, including social protests, political instability, and changes in electoral preferences. Wealth gaps and economic inequalities can have profound consequences for political and economic stability. In contexts of high inequality, pressure on governments to address these disparities can lead to the implementation of redistributive policies. These policies could include tax increases for the richest, increases in public spending for social programs, and labor market reforms to improve conditions for low-income workers. However, redistributive policies are not always effective or well received. In some cases, they can generate significant resistance from more advantaged groups, creating a polarized and volatile political environment. Disputes over how to redistribute resources and what policies to adopt can lead to frequent changes in fiscal and monetary policies, which can destabilize financial markets and create uncertainty for investors and businesses. Furthermore, economic inequality can affect economic efficiency. When a large portion of the population does not have access to adequate resources such as quality education and healthcare, their ability to contribute to the economy is limited. This can result in a less productive workforce and less innovation, which can reduce overall economic growth. Internal conflicts also play an important role in how resources are allocated and the policies that are implemented. In contexts of high inequality, governments may face significant pressure to redirect resources and adjust their policy priorities. This could lead to greater state intervention in the economy, which could affect the efficiency of markets and the ability of companies to operate effectively. Furthermore, political and social conflicts can create an unstable environment that affects investor confidence. Investors and companies often seek predictability and stability to make informed decisions. In an environment characterized by high levels of inequality and internal conflict, political volatility can discourage investment and increase financing costs. This can reduce the ability of economies to grow and adapt to changes in the global market. The interaction between economic inequality and internal conflicts is complex and multifaceted. While inequality can fuel political and social tensions, these tensions can, in turn, exacerbate inequality by creating an unstable and unpredictable environment. Therefore, addressing economic inequality and political conflicts effectively is essential to promoting sustainable stability and growth. Rise of global powers. The rise of new global powers, such as China, has a profound and multifaceted impact on global market dynamics. As these nations emerge and challenge the established world order, they not only alter geopolitics but also have significant repercussions on financial and trade markets, shaping the global economy in complex and interconnected ways. Changes to trading standards. The rise of new powers, especially those with rapidly growing economies such as China, alters global trade patterns. As these countries become centers of production and consumption, they may modify traditional trade routes and demand for goods and services. For example, growing demand for manufacturing and technology products in China has driven the expansion of supply chains that connect China with other emerging and developed economies. Furthermore, the economic growth of these new powers could result in a shift in global production centers. Countries that were traditionally major exporters may face increasing competition as new production centers emerge, potentially diminishing the economic importance of former trade leaders. Reconfiguration of financial markets. The impact of the rise of new powers is also visible in financial markets. The entry of large emerging economies onto the global scene could result in the reconfiguration of financial markets. Investors and financial institutions may reevaluate their investment strategies as new opportunities and risks associated with these growing economies emerge. For example, China's growing influence in global financial markets has led to an increase in foreign direct investment and the integration of Chinese financial markets with global markets. This can influence exchange rates, monetary policies, and investment patterns, affecting global financial stability. Furthermore, the diversification of global financial markets could lead to greater volatility. With the emergence of new powers, investors may need to adjust their strategies to deal with new risks and opportunities, which may result in more pronounced fluctuations in financial markets. Economic and political tensions. The rise of new powers can also generate economic and political tensions. Competition between great powers can lead to trade disputes, tariff wars, and aggressive economic policies. For example, competition between the United States and China has led to a series of trade and political disputes that have impacted global markets and financial stability. Furthermore, competition between powers can influence global economic policies, such as trade rules and international agreements. New powers may seek to redefine the rules of the game to reflect their own interests and economic priorities, which could lead to changes in global trade and financial policies. Impact on global financial stability. The impact of the rise of new powers on global financial stability is significant. Economic competition and political tensions can create an environment of uncertainty and volatility that affects investor confidence and market predictability. The ability of new powers to influence financial and commercial markets could lead to greater economic interdependence and greater complexity in global economic relations. Furthermore, the rise of new powers could result in a redistribution of global economic power. As these economies emerge and become more influential, the balance of economic power may shift, affecting how developed and developing economies interact and collaborate on the global stage. Conclusion. Monitoring the rise of new global powers is essential to understanding market dynamics and the global economy. As these nations become more influential, they have the potential to shape trade, financial, and political patterns in significant ways. Understanding these changes and their implications is critical for adapting investment strategies and economic policies, and for successfully navigating the evolving global economic environment. Technological advances and innovation play a crucial role in transforming the global economy and financial markets. The rapid evolution of technology is shaping the way goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed, generating significant opportunities, but also challenges and uncertainties. This dynamic is essential to understanding how the economic environment is changing and how investment strategies should be adjusted. Impact on production and consumption. Technological advances often result in significant improvements in production efficiency and cost reductions. Technologies such as automation, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, IoT, are transforming manufacturing and production, enabling faster and more accurate production, as well as reducing waste and operational costs. This increase in efficiency can lead to a greater supply of products at lower prices, benefiting consumers and boosting economic growth. Additionally, technology is changing the way consumers interact with markets. Digitization and e-commerce have expanded the reach of consumers and businesses, enabling new ways to buy and sell products and services. Digital platforms and mobile applications have facilitated access to a wide range of products and services, changing consumption patterns and creating new markets. Disruptions and changes in competitive dynamics. Despite the benefits, technological advances can also cause significant disruptions in established industries. The introduction of new technologies can change competitive dynamics and challenge traditional companies that are unable to adapt quickly. For example, the rise of streaming media has challenged the traditional entertainment industry, while fintechs are transforming the financial sector by offering new forms of banking and payment services. These disruptions can lead to a reconfiguration of markets and alter the competitive structure of entire sectors. Companies that do not keep up with technological innovations may face difficulties, while those that lead innovation have the opportunity to stand out and conquer new market segments. Investment opportunities. Technological innovation cycles often create significant investment opportunities. Emerging sectors such as green technology, biotechnology, and blockchain are attracting investors looking for growth opportunities. Continued advancement in these areas can result in revolutionary new products and services, which have the potential to generate substantial returns for investors. However, these opportunities also come with risks. Volatility associated with new markets and technologies can result in uncertainty and fluctuations in asset prices. Investors need to be aware of technological trends and carefully evaluate the opportunities and risks associated with investments in emerging sectors. Volatility and uncertainty. Rapid technological developments can generate volatility and uncertainty in financial markets. Continuous innovation can result in abrupt changes in the economic and financial outlook, affecting the stability of markets. For example, the rapid development of disruptive technologies can lead to inflated valuations of emerging companies, followed by significant corrections when expectations are not met. Furthermore, technological changes can affect the dynamics of regulatory policies. As new technologies emerge, regulators may need to adapt their approaches to address issues such as privacy, cybersecurity, and social impacts. These changes can have significant implications for companies and investors, affecting the predictability and stability of markets. Monitoring technological trends. To navigate the ever-changing economic environment, it is crucial to monitor technology trends and understand how they can influence markets and investment strategies. Tracking emerging innovations, assessing their disruptive potential, and understanding their potential impacts can help investors and companies position themselves more effectively to seize opportunities and mitigate risks associated with technology. Technological advances and innovation are powerful forces shaping the global economy and financial markets. They offer significant opportunities, but they also present challenges and uncertainties. Being aware of technological changes and understanding their implications is essential for adapting investment strategies, identifying new opportunities, and facing the disruptions that will shape the future of markets and the economy. Environmental impacts and natural crises. Environmental impacts and natural crises have a profound and often underestimated influence on the global economy and financial markets. Events such as natural disasters, climate change, and pandemics not only affect everyday life, but also have significant and lasting repercussions on economic production, costs, and consumption patterns. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for preparing and adapting economic and investment strategies. Natural disasters and production interruptions. Natural disasters such as hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, and wildfires can cause extensive damage to infrastructure and disrupt supply chains. These events often result in significant losses for companies, with the destruction of production facilities, transportation networks, and product stocks. Disruptions in supply chains can lead to product shortages, increased prices, and negative impacts on companies' profit margins. Furthermore, recovery from natural disasters can require substantial investments in reconstruction and repair, diverting resources that could be used for economic growth and innovation. The ability of local and global economies to recover from such events depends on their resilience and the effectiveness of recovery strategies. Climate change and its economic effects. Climate change poses a significant challenge to the global economy. Rising average temperatures, rising sea levels, and changing weather patterns can have adverse effects on several sectors, such as agriculture, fishing, and tourism. Agriculture, for example, can be impacted by changes in precipitation patterns and increases in extreme weather events, which can lead to reduced productivity and increased food prices. Furthermore, adapting to climate change may require substantial investments in resilient infrastructure, such as drainage systems, to prevent flooding and technologies to reduce carbon emissions. These investments are essential to minimize the negative impacts of climate change, but they also represent a significant cost for governments and companies. Pandemics and health crises pandemics such as COVID-19 have demonstrated the profound impact that health crises can have on the global economy. Mobility restrictions, business closures, and changes in consumption patterns during a pandemic can lead to economic recessions, increased unemployment, and changes in consumer spending patterns. Furthermore, health systems may be overwhelmed, requiring additional resources and affecting the ability of economies to function normally. The response to a pandemic often includes economic stimulus packages and support measures for businesses and workers, which can have long-term implications for fiscal policy and economic stability. Preparedness and responsiveness to future health crises are essential to mitigate economic impacts and ensure a faster recovery. Inflation and changes in consumption patterns. Environmental events and natural crises can cause sharp inflation due to the interruption in the supply of goods and services. For example, natural disasters can lead to increases in commodity and input prices, impacting production costs and consumers' purchasing power. The resulting inflation can reduce consumption and negatively affect economic stability. Furthermore, consumption patterns can change in response to environmental and health crises. Consumers may adopt new purchasing practices, such as prioritizing sustainable products or reducing consumption of certain goods, which can alter demand and markets. Companies need to be aware of these changes and adapt their marketing and production strategies to meet new demands. Impact preparation and mitigation. Preparing for environmental events and natural crises is essential to minimize their economic impacts. Investments in resilient infrastructure, such as disaster defense systems and climate change mitigation technologies, are essential to reduce damage and speed recovery. Additionally, implementing risk management policies and creating contingency plans can help companies and governments respond effectively to crises and maintain economic stability. Final reflections and future perspectives. As we face the challenges posed by environmental impacts and natural crises, it is crucial to take a holistic approach to understanding their economic implications. The ability to prepare, adapt, and respond to these events is essential to ensuring market resilience and economic stability. Investors and analysts must consider the risks associated with environmental events and natural crises when evaluating opportunities and developing investment strategies. Understanding the interconnection between these factors and global economic forces will allow for more effective investment management and more robust preparation for future challenges. The balance between adaptation to change and economic stability will be a central theme for the future of markets. The ability to address and overcome the impacts of environmental and natural crises will be crucial for sustainable development and long-term economic prosperity.